All right, so I've been wondering for a while, since like this game's coming out on Xbox, how horrible it would be to play this game on a controller. So I plugged in my controller. So, okay, triggers are rudder pedals, left stick is flight controls, right stick pans you around the cockpit. Okay. Y plus B. So parking brake's off. Left buttons are the flaps. How do you... Oh, that's weird. Press and hold increase throttle. I don't know what increased throttle is. For controller. Power management throttle. Increased throttle is B, decreased throttle is A. Okay. Hey, there we go. We're moving. Okay. The rudder is very sensitive. That was too soon. Hold on. Are we running out of... I can't tell if we're running out of runway or my render distance is just too low. Okay, there we go. We're off. This has been surprisingly not horrible, actually. That said, we're only just off the ground, but... First thing I notice immediately, everything is way too sensitive, so... sensitivity... Let's try negative... I have to make a profile. My controller profile. That's dumb that you have to do that, but whatever. Okay, negative... Let's try negative 30 rudder. Apparently you don't have rudder sensitivity options, which is crap because the rudder is way too sensitive, but whatever. It's a little better. It's still a bit sensitive, but it's not horrible. I forget where we are. We're at some airport in Canada I picked that was small. It looked like it might have some cool scenery. See what's around here. I was expecting this to be horrible, but it's actually... it's not great. Could be worse, though. So, okay, so throttle management on controller is not very good. I also don't know how you trim. So, playing with the controller, you're gonna have to know a lot more of the keyboard commands as well. Like a lot of this stuff that I'm used to having buttons on my controller to use, you're gonna have to do on the keyboard. But I mean, whatever, it is what it is. I don't know what you do if you play this on Xbox because you don't have a keyboard, unless you plug in a keyboard. Maybe that's what. Let's see if I can even find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. I am not in a great position here, so we're gonna kind of enter on final. This is going to be a really short final, and it's probably going to end badly as far as the landing quality goes, but it is what it is. I actually really like having this like right analog stick to control my camera. So the left and right top buttons control my flaps. So go ahead and drop 10 degrees of flaps. I need to drop a lot of altitude here. Ignore how bad this landing is. Also, I need to turn up my settings because it's like the graphics settings are way too low. It's bringing in stuff way too late. So like, it's just your flights are never gonna look good. That was actually not a horrible landing. To brake, press Y. Okay, so I mean, all things considered, I've had many worse landings. Even on like a joystick. A joystick's definitely going to be a lot easier to control, Let's see how bad driving on the ground is. It's a little bit fiddly, but okay. I need to see if there's a way to reduce the responsiveness of the throttle. Because that, like, you can barely tap that and it'll take off. Not literally take off, but... Alright, I'm going to switch to my joystick now. The game is already... Hold on, I seem to have broken everything. Alright, we're back. Fixed it, restarted the game. Still do the 172. Can I find that same airport again, though? First thing, steering on the ground, a lot more doable. I have a lot more fine control. I think I was actually able to... I think on the joystick, it actually lets you set sensitivity for your rudder as well. Again, even on low settings, this game just looks so nice. But the other thing is, like, tactile feel of where my throttle is. Even though I don't have, like, a fancy, like, throttle quadrant or anything, I have an actual lever on my joystick that tells me exactly where my throttle is positioned. I don't have to think about, you know, up, down. If I want to go to 50% throttle, I'm now at 50% throttle. Obviously, the engine takes a second to catch up, but, like, you know, boom, 50% throttle, 100% throttle. I don't have to think about, you know, oh, how many times do I have to tap this button? How many times do I have to, how long do I have to hold down this button? You know, is it going to overshoot it? Straighten out. Not bad. This is a little bit better overall of a pattern. Besides pattern height, like, you also see I'm not already having to turn final. Like, it's actually somewhat squared off a little bit. Oh, I'm drifting a bit to the east. Hold on. So that probably means it'll be a better approach and better landing, but that's not the controller's fault. That's my bad piloting. Oh, I probably overshot this bit here. Let's do a steep turn. Let's go. Really go for it. This tiny little plane. I actually overdid that a bit. Okay, so maybe this approach won't be any less scuffed than the other ones. They always say a good landing starts with a good approach. None of these have been great approaches, but the landings haven't been completely horrible. Could have been better, but full flaps for landing. A little bit high for that, but let's try to get a little bit closer to the center line. Yeah, never mind. Not bad. Joystick is definitely like a whole lot easier in every single regard. Let's see what taxing is like. So taxing power management on taxi is going to be a lot easier with the joystick because you have like actual throttle. You can give it just a quick kick of throttle to get it going, and then you'll bring it back to 5-10% pretty easily. Whereas with the controller, you're like staring at the little visual thing, like try to like real quick tap a button. Also, like just turning feels a lot smoother. Like, oh, oops, whatever. Like that turn, you can execute perfectly on a joystick. With the controller, it'd be like, oot, 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 oot. Let's park right next to this King Air or whatever this is. Hello, sir. He actually directs you. That's kind of cool. I'm assuming that means stop. Maybe. Nice. Easy. Yeah, no, flying with a joystick is much better in every way. Controller's not terrible, but joystick, or I mean yoke as well, but a real flight controller of some sort is noticeably better.